Football fans with very sharp eyes are pointing out some weird stuff happening between Trump and FIFA's president Gianni Infantino. And maybe this clip can give you a hint why. Watch.
This World Cup would not have been such an incredible success without you.
Welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and normally when a soccer official thanks a head of a state, you clip it, you move on. Nobody blinks twice. So why is half the football world on X looking at this exact reception and asking what they just watched? Well, once you sit with the tape for more than 10 seconds, you start to see why. Now, before you assume something's rotten here, let's set the baseline first, because that's the whole game with reading people. You don't get to call something weird until you know what normal looks like on this exact stage. And normal for a FIFA president standing next to a sitting American president is pretty much this.
Dear friends, colleagues, ladies, gentlemen, presidents from all over the world, dear President, we have the world.
So watch his arms. Wide open, both hands out, the classic "I'm including everyone in this room" gesture that basically every diplomat on earth learns in year one. And Trump, standing off to the side near the trophy, does exactly what you'd expect from a head of state to do during someone else's moment at the podium. He stands still, hands down, gives a couple of small nods, and lets Infantino have the room. So far, nothing here should set off any alarms. FIFA presidents flatter the host nations. That's practically a job requirement. And Infantino specifically has spent years courting Trump before this exact night. So this isn't the first time he's laid it on thick for him.
And by all means, this World Cup has exceeded all expectations.
And when Infantino says the tournament exceeded all expectations, Trump does the single most Trump thing you will see in this whole video. He starts clapping, then points straight back at Infantino, taking the compliment and firing it right back at him. So that's not a red flag, that's just a guy who enjoys being told he did a good job, same as anybody would. But then Infantino keeps going, and somewhere around the 2-minute mark something shifts. And it's subtle enough that most people watching live wouldn't catch it. They would just feel it.
The American dream, Mr. President, came to reality.
He doesn't say America had a great tournament. He says, the American dream came to reality, Mr. President, on your watch, in your country, because of you. Now, that is not a generic host nation gratitude anymore. That is Infantino reaching straight into Trump's own campaign vocabulary, the American dream, which is a phrase Trump has used about himself for a decade, and Infantino hands it back to him wrapped as a compliment about a soccer tournament. So no, you don't stumble into a line like that by accident. Somebody chose those exact words on purpose.
FIFA is the official happiness provider to humanity since 120 years. So we are providing joy and happiness. Unless the team loses, of course.
And then we get the joke. FIFA is the official happiness provider to humanity. 120 years running, unless, of course, your team loses. It is a decent line. It gets a real laugh, and normally that's just a nice moment and nothing else. Except watch what Trump does right as it lands. He cups both hands around his mouth like he's shouting into a stadium, playful, loose, almost goofy, which is not a register you see from him often in a formal room like this one. So that is a man who is fully inside the bit, not a man politely tolerating somebody else's joke. Now, you could explain all of that away pretty easily, and honestly, you should, because jumping straight to conspiracy of two gestures is exactly how you end up wrong on the internet. Politicians like being flattered, that is not news, and FIFA has every institutional reason on earth to keep Its hosts government happy because of visa, security, logistics, future hosting bids. None of that requires anything shady. It's just soft diplomacy doing its normal, boring job. So if the video stopped here, honestly, there would be no more analysis. But it doesn't stop here.
Because it is the truth. You don't need people to compliment you, Mr. President, but this World Cup would not have been such an incredible success without you.
Because a few bits later, Infantino stops talking about America and starts talking about one man. He points his finger straight at Trump and hands him personal credit for the entire tournament. Not the organizing committee, not the host cities, him specifically.
The greatest World Cup of all times. It is the greatest human, social, and cultural event that mankind has ever witnessed and seen, and we are all part.
And then he tops it. This isn't just the greatest World Cup ever. According to Infantino, it's the greatest human, social, and cultural event mankind has ever witnessed. Full stop. No qualifiers. So now we're talking about sports tournament getting placed above the moon landing. In the same breath, at a podium with the cameras rolling, and somehow nobody in that room laughs. And there's a detail about the room itself that explains exactly why this clip spread the way it did. That reception didn't happen at the White House, and it didn't happen in some neutral hotel ballroom. It happened inside Trump Tower. And Trump Tower is also where FIFA has been renting its own office space on the 17th floor, an arrangement that's been running for about a year now, with the rent going straight to the Trump family's company, and multiple reports on that lease describe the office as sitting largely empty the entire time. So, the man delivering the greatest human, social, and cultural event mankind has ever witnessed is standing inside a building his own organization pays rent to, thanking the landlord for making it all possible. And once the formal remarks wrapped, the two of them kept going off the script. Trump floated hosting the 2038 World Cup solo, joking that this time they would leave Canada and Mexico out. And Infantino floated pairing the US with China instead, with Trump joking back about the short flight between games. So yeah, you get two men in a building one of them owns and the other one rents from him, casually redrawing who gets to host a tournament worth billions, as a joke over cocktails. So, where does this leave us? Honestly, right where the internet already is. Split. Read it one way, and this is just what every diplomatic reception on Earth looks like. Hosts get thanked, guests get flattered, everybody smiles from the cameras, and the fact that it happened in a building Trump owns is a scheduling coincidence and nothing more. Read it the other way, and you've got FIFA's president standing in his own landlord's building, handing that landlord personal credit for a global event, while the same two men bat around future hosting rights like it's a dinner reservation. Yeah, both readings survive the video, and that's exactly why this clip won't die on your timeline. There's no single gesture here that proves either side wrong. You don't look at where the praise landed. You look at what it was standing inside of when it did. And that is the part nobody's actually explained yet. But let me know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Body Language Guy, and remember that I have a blog. I'll link in the description where I elaborate on this human behavior and behavioral intelligence topics. Much love and bliss.